Good morning, everyone. How's everybody doing today? How do I sound? How do I look? Is the volume okay? Too high? Too low? Let me know. Let's see. We got Raspberry Rock here. Brian, how you doing? Brian Feastrom. Haven't seen you in a bit. Although I haven't done a live stream in, I think it's been like over a month. I think it was like September 21st was the last live stream I did. I don't think I did one in October. So it's been a while. So I think it's going to be a little slow today. Let's see. Tim, how you doing? Good to see you. Good to see you. How you been? Is it? I'm trying to remember. Tim, do you live in Ohio, I can't remember. Let me know because I was thinking of you with the snow and everything. G Potter, how you doing? Good to see you. You're smoking a brisket today? I wish I was smoking a brisket today. I am not doing a brisket though. I'm doing a pork loin, which is still going to be good, but it's not a brisket. So, let's see who else we got here. I would have got Russell, Tim Van Dyke, G Potter, Brian Vstrom. Anybody else who's out there not chatting, drop something in there. Let me know where you are, where you're from. I think, like I said, it's going to be a little bit slow today. I have a feeling. Colin Butler, how you doing? Good to see you from New York. How's everything there? You guys are getting some cold, I understand. My son is actually in Manhattan right now visiting his girlfriend, and he said it's chilly, but I mean, from Southern California, anything under 50 is chilly, so I think he's going to be a little bit cold while he's visiting there. Let's see. Russell Raspberry Rock. I tried AFS bacon the other day. It's just not me. I got to go firm. You're like baiting me. You're baiting me with that for the office line. You know that. I'm not going to say it. You can't bait me that way. But even if you don't like AFS bacon, we can still be friends. Although acceptable floppy state is still the way to go. It's my favorite way to go. I don't know why I started liking bacon, that floppy. My mom would always make it crispy, and I liked it. But then when I started like cooking and making stuff myself, as soon as I started cooking the bacon and just started getting to that point where it was going to get crisp, I wanted to try it, and I tried it, and I just liked it. So, yeah, I love AFS. Tim, you're in North Carolina, right? Let's see, 50 miles north of Charlotte, cool weather today. Okay, yeah. Tom Workman, how you doing, Tom? Right, I tried your pulled pork stacked enchilada recipe. Did not have enough red sauce, but still outstanding. More sauce next time around. Yeah, sauce for like enchiladas and things is really a personal thing. Like I've said it in a bunch of videos when it's either sauce on a burger or sauce in something else. I prefer not to be too much sauce. My wife, pour on the sauce. She likes a lot more than me. So it's really just a personal thing. So yeah, add as much as you want. I like a little bit drier when it comes to things like that, whether it's burgers or enchiladas, even pasta. A lot of people will put a ton of pasta sauce on so the pasta's swimming in it. And I like kind of just enough to sort of coat the pasta. Yeah. Um, Russell, I'm not taking the bait. I'm not taking the bait. Hey, Brent Scott, how you do? How you doing? Shit on and watching right. How you doing? Good to see you. So, what is everybody cooking today? We've got a brisket going from G Potter. Anybody else cooking anything else today? I'm doing a pork loin. I'm still tossing up in the air whether I'm going to do it on the kettle or on the PBC. I haven't decided 100% yet. I'm kind of leaning towards the PBC, but I don't know. Maybe the Weber kettle. We'll see. Yeah. Raspberry Rock. Ryan, need a Weber video on how to offset in cold weather. It's really hard to keep the heat up. A lot of charcoal. I mean, that's about all you. Yeah, you're getting into the real cold weather there. Is your snow going to stick that you had, or is it going to melt? Because, you had some really beautiful snow there. Michael E. 4MZ Barbecue and Grill. Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon to you, too. Uh, Raspberry Rock, yeah, no. I'm not taking the bait whether you can keep it up all day or not. Pickles didn't get a notification, but hey, Rye, how you doing, Charlie? Yeah, I know. YouTube's whole notification thing. Uh, what are you going to do? You can't fight it. You've got the bell clicked. I have bell clicked on a lot of people, and I never get notifications. Justin at Baby Back Maniac and I were trading back and forth about that. People go to the trouble to put a notification and they never get notified. So I can tell notifications didn't really go out widespread. Like I think we've only got about 17 viewers right now. Normally we'd have maybe 50 or 60 at this point. So yeah, I can tell that notifications did not go out far and wide. Yeah. Let's see. Vaughn Precision, smoking some salmon. Nice. I'm going to be doing some salmon, I think, this upcoming week. It's going to be good. Daniel Klein, will you consider getting a Kamado style? Yeah, I will consider it. My next is going to be a pellet grill. I just purchased a flat top, the Camp Chef FTG 600. Just used that in the Smash Burger video the other day. Then the pellet, and probably a Kamado maybe next or after that. I've got to decide. Let's see. Tim Van Dyke, you have a 3-pound chuck roast on the WSM for chili tomorrow. Also have a 7-pound butt on there as well, just because I can. Yeah. If you can fit more meat on there, go ahead. And actually, chuck roast is one of the things that's our favorite to use for chili. We make a chili which we call chili for people who like chili, which takes chuck roast, we smoke it, get it really, really tender, and then like put it in the slow cooker, shred it with all the other ingredients, or in the cast iron Dutch oven, do the same thing. It makes fantastic chili. That's our favorite chili. Tom Workman, no grill today or this week. Oral surgery yesterday. Oh man, that's too bad. My wife fussed at me last night for watching a grilling steak video. Yeah, I've been there with the whole thing. You've had work done and you can't do much, and you just, yeah, it's no fun. Sympathies for you, man. Brent Scott, shoulder on. Does that mean you got a shoulder on the grill right now? Pork shoulder? Raspberry Rock, have you got pictures today? I do have pictures today. In fact, I have pictures, and if we get a few more people here, I'm going to drop a link. There's a new method for sending pictures for the live streams, which I'm excited about. Make it easier. You can still use the Facebook thing that I mentioned, but I'd prefer you use this new method. It'll be a lot cleaner for everybody, I think, and it has instructions right there. We're going to go through a page on my web page. Brandon Larson, hello from Salt Lake City. How's everyone today? How are you doing, Brandon? I'm doing great. Brian Vstrom, what pellet grill has your eye? Waiting for the Weber. You know, I thought about waiting for that Weber Smoke Fire. I don't think I will, just partly because I don't know much about it other than just the fact that they're going to have a pellet grill. Right now, my top contender is, I think, the Traeger Pro 780. It's got just the capacity that I want. If I wanted to spend more money, I'd either go with probably the Timberline. I think it's the 1300, but I don't want to spend that much money on it, and I don't need that capacity generally. The 780 has a good capacity for what I would use it for. Small chance I might go with Yoder YS640, but probably I'm going to stick in that Traeger. Yeah, that's what I'm looking at. Pickles Barbecue. Weber pellet looks interesting but expensive. Yeah, I haven't seen anything on the price. Have you, Charlie? I honestly haven't followed it that closely, but I really don't know. Yeah. Pickles says, seems over 1K, I think. Don't quote me. I wouldn't be surprised if it's over 1K. I mean, you know, for their 36-inch kettle, the ranch kettle, I think it's like $1,500 just for I mean, it's a big kettle, but it's $1,500. So Weber does know how to charge a premium on things. Emmanuel Mate, I hope I'm saying that right. Hey, I always enjoy your videos. Keep up the good work. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Dogfather's Barbecue, how you doing? Good to see you. Welcome to the Camp Chef family, brother. Thank you. I saw your message on that. It's going to be fun. I'm enjoying it so far. I've done the one video, 2 other tests on it. I've got a couple weird things I want to try, but I think they're going to work out. So it's going to be a fun addition to the Cooker family. Yeah, looking forward to that. Let's see. Dogfathers was I? Yeah. Brandon Larson, doing good. Just cooking some breakfast on the Blackstone. Yeah, I haven't done any breakfast on the Camp Chef yet. I'm looking forward to doing that. I was thinking of doing some breakfast burritos on there coming up in the next few days, but we'll see. That's probably going to be the first thing I try in the breakfast category. Just let's get everything in there. Some sausage, some bacon, some eggs, some hash browns, good tortilla, salsa, all the good stuff in there. I think that'll be the first one, yeah. All right, let me drop a link into the chat here. I was mentioning, because Russell asked about the pictures, for those of you that like to send pictures for me to use in the live stream, you'll see in the description of the live stream also there's a new link on where to go to send pictures, and it's a page on my website with instructions and everything. So let me just drop this in here. There you go. There's an email link there. There's instructions on what you need to do to send photos for live stream usage, the preferred size, things like that. And I may have to tweak that a little bit in some of the other language on there, but I think it's looking pretty good. It'll be much better. Go straight to an email inbox for live stream photos. I'll get them right away. They won't get lost in Facebook land, which some have. So that'll be a lot easier to track for live stream photos, and I'm looking forward to using that. So if you do want to send any of your cooking photos for future live stream use, that's the link to use. It's also going to be in the link of any live stream video. And as a reminder, the live stream videos, I just spit something out there, sorry. As a reminder, the live stream videos, once we're done, they go unlisted, but you can always find them by going to the live stream playlist on my YouTube channel page. Just go to the playlists, look for live streams, and they'll all be in there. Yeah. Let's see. Tim Van Dyke. I have the Camp Chef 600 as well. Had for a couple months and love it. However, the logo and other writing on the front is coming off when cleaning it. Oh, yeah, I haven't done any real cleaning on mine yet. I've just got the cover on it. I haven't really messed it up too much. I'm sure that I'll have to pretty soon. Pickles barbecue. What's your favorite fruit to put in a barbecue sauce? Probably either a tart cherry juice. Actually, pomegranate juice also is good. I like that, but tart cherry juice I like. Yeah. Emmanuel, because of you, I got a Weber Master Touch and Pit Barrel Cooker, TP20, and a lot of other accessories. Cool. I mean, when you start looking at my backyard part of it now, I think I have out there right now 5 cookers, and there's 2 more in the garage. So it's getting crowded, yeah. But I don't mind. My wife doesn't mind either. She's very good about it, yeah. Emmanuel Mate, how do you put out the fire in a pit barrel cooker after you finish smoking? I have heard some people use like those metallic magnetic, bendable things, kind of like you'll see on metallic or magnetic signs. I actually just have 5 pieces of foil that I bend over the top, to cover those inlet holes. I take the hanging rods out, put the foil over those holes, put the lid on, and then close the vent at the bottom and put a piece of foil over that. And it goes out probably within 30 minutes. But if you don't get it sealed completely tight, I can tell you that thing will burn for 10, 12, 15 hours. It won't be at high heat, but you'll go out there and you'll put your hand on the lid. It'll be hot to the touch. So yeah, you really have to get a good seal to close it up. Otherwise, it'll just keep burning. Yeah. Tim Van Dyke. Also, the rings around the red knobs are not really stainless, but are coats and the coating has come off. Has anyone else seen this? I haven't used mine enough yet to see that. Yeah. Let's see. Where are we at here? Dogfather. Hey, Ryan, when can we expect the brisket of the Camp Chef video? I don't know if I've seen anyone actually do that. It would be interesting, I can actually see a way that you could do it. It would waste a lot of gas though. I mean, really what you could do is you just put a bunch of vegetables down on the Camp Chef, get the burners on low, put the brisket on top of those, onions, carrots, everything, just a pile of them there, and then get a huge foil pan and put that over the brisket and the vegetables to create sort of a cooking chamber in there. I think you could do it, but it would burn through, I don't know how many tanks of gas. I don't think it would go very fast at all, especially on low. If you had it too high, those vegetables would just like cook as quick and that thing would settle down on there. You'd end up with seared brisket. But it would be interesting to see. I'll have to look and see if anyone's done that on the Camp Chef or on Blackstone, like a full brisket just sitting straight on the griddle. It'd be interesting to do. Yeah. I want to drop another little link in the chat there for my Instagram. If any of you aren't following me on Instagram, I post usually photos on Instagram of food and sort of behind the scenes stuff. So if you're interested in any of that, go to my Instagram, follow me there. That way you can get some of the pre things. A lot of times I'll post pictures of stuff that I'm cooking before the actual video on YouTube comes out. Yeah. So let's see. Dogfather, are you seeing the stuff rubbing off on the knobs as well? I'm gonna have to keep an eye out for that. Yeah. Again, I've only used it 4 or 5 times. One in video, those other 4 or 5 times for testing, but so far I'm really liking it. And I don't have that metal cover yet that a lot of people have to cover the actual cooking surface. I've been looking at it, the one that sort of flips back and hangs on the back side. It looks nice. Right now I just keep it covered. I have a cover for it, and I don't expect that the weather here gets really horrible to necessitate me always putting it like in the garage. I have a covered patio outside my office. I can roll it even with the cover on it if we're going to get a lot of rain. But uh, so far, I don't think I'm going to have that much trouble maintaining it. I know some people in severe weather and stuff, especially I heard someone say like in the South, like in Florida where you get a lot of that humidity and stuff like that, that they've had real trouble keeping it, rust free. But those are things you're going to deal with any metallic sort of thing, especially cast iron. Yeah. Pickles, Leprechaun TV did it, and ribs on the Blackstone definitely wild. I'll have to check it out. I didn't know Lep did that. I'll have to see that. Yeah. I think my next brisket, I'm going to do it's a combo. It's going to be, the video is going to be on, probably on the offset and finishing in the oven, because there's been so many questions about that. People asking, can you do that? Can you finish it in the oven, once you're to the wrapping point? And yeah, you can. I've done it before, but I haven't done a video on it. So I think that's probably going to be one I'm going to do coming up. Haven't decided when yet, though. I don't know what the next thing I'm going to do on the flat top is, though. That's really, I've been going back and forth. Someone mentioned breakfast, but that I don't want to really do that as the next thing. I was thinking of doing a really good sort of fried rice on there, maybe a pulled pork fried rice, because I have some pulled pork left, or I have some ribs left too. Rib fried rice, I think actually would be kind of interesting. So yeah, I'd like to try that. Um, let's see. Anyone else come in that I missed? I want to make sure I'm not missing anybody here. Got everybody. Got Pickles. Got Emmanuel. Cool. Oh, the other thing is on the. Did I mention this in my last live stream that I'm actually thinking of getting a second Weber kettle, not the 26-inch. I do eventually want to get that, but I'm thinking of getting another Weber kettle, 22-inch, just to have for interchangeable accessories on one, and then the main one would be I would just leave the Mallory cast iron grate on there, because I love that cast iron grate. And Mallory sent that to me, just full disclosure, I can't remember how many months ago, probably 7 months ago or so, and sent that, to me so I could have it on my channel to try. And I've fallen in love with that thing. If something happened to that grill tomorrow, or that grate tomorrow, I'd buy it. I just love that thing. So I think I'm going to have a kettle with just that on it, so I don't have to move it to take that off and put other accessories and things like that. And then the other kettle will be for interchangeable accessories, the Kettle Zone, the Barbecue Dragon, things like that I can move around, because I just love that cast iron grate. Yeah. Tim Van Dyke says hibachi chicken and steak is great on the flat top. That's a good idea. I hadn't thought about that. I cooked for about 12 people and it was really quick. That's a really good idea. Thanks, Tim. Robert Barnes, how you doing, Robert? Good to see you. Hello, Ryan. I love those smash burgers. How are you liking the griddle? I just put a couple of racks of beef short ribs on my red LE. I'll send you the photos. Yeah, do that. And look for a new way to send photos in the video description of this live stream, Robert. And I dropped the link in there, and I'll drop it again later too. A more streamlined way to send pictures for the live stream photos. Yeah, those smash burgers turned out great. I did a couple test ones before I did the video. Worked really well. And the other thing that I like is I like that burger iron. I just happened to find that on Amazon. I think it was like, I can't remember, 15 or 20 bucks, because I'd been looking for a good smasher that doesn't have, the little ridges on the bottom. A lot of the presses have the ridges because they think you want to get those grill marks in the top. And it's like, I didn't want that. I just wanted a smooth smasher. I know there's the ballistic smasher. I think it's Craycourt has from Greg's channel. And I saw a couple others, but I liked this burger iron, and so far it's working well. We'll see how long it lasts or how long it holds up with. I think the handle's totally wood, so unless there's a metal thing running through there, I should probably disassemble it and take a look. But so far it's worked well. I've done 3 test smash sessions and then the video session, so yeah, it's working well. I like that. But smooth. I got to have a smooth smasher on there, even if you're going to use parchment paper like I used, which worked well. But I did a couple without using the parchment paper, and it worked really well, just giving it that sort of little quarter turn so it breaks away and doesn't stick to the ground beef. Yeah. Pickle says steaks work well on the griddle. Yeah, I saw Mike over at Everyday Barbecue. He did like a whole bunch of ribeyes at one time on his Blackstone, sort of like diner ribeyes, and those looked really good. Yeah. Dogfather says go with fish tacos in the Camp Chef. That's a good idea too. I hadn't thought about that. I'm the one in my family that's not the biggest fish taco fan. Everybody else loves them, but they're kind of growing on me, depending on the fish. I mean, I actually like like swordfish. And I'm the only one in my family that likes swordfish, but I love that in fish tacos. Yeah. Pickle says, or a skirt steak fajita. True. Oh, fajita's another good thing. I didn't even think of that. Usually when I do fajitas, I'll take like, flat meat or skirt steak and grill it up on the kettle or something like that. It would be nice to just take the flat meat and do searing it on the camshaft. That'd be a good idea. Brian Vstrom, when you do your next brisket, butcher paper, foil, or au natural? When I do the next one, because it's probably going to be the half and half where it's started up to the stall on a cooker and then into the oven, it'll be wrapped. Probably foil. I've done foil. I've done paper. I've done it in a foil pan covered with foil. My favorite way is to do butcher paper. I just find that the bark tends to hold a little better. But for the purposes of doing it in the oven, I'll probably end up doing it wrapped in foil because that's more than likely what most people who would try that would use to make it most accessible. Most people aren't going to have pink butcher paper. They're going to have, a big roll of foil that they can use. So that's what I would go with, I think, for that video when I do that brisket. Dogfather says, I have two kettles, one set up for long cooks, the other for grilling. May drop the second kettle, though, running out of real estate. I know the real estate question, man. I just moved a whole bunch of stuff around in the backyard yesterday. Like I said, my wife is very, very nice about it. She doesn't tell me I can't put things in places. She said, just put anything anywhere you want. But I want to be respectful and not take up the entire, I want to make sure that I don't take up too much. So, yeah. Let's see. Pickles, yeah, you just, Alton can send it to you. Let's see. Dogfather, after you got your Santa Maria from LSG, you sold your Gabby's Grill to James. Ah, cool. That was cool. Yeah, that LSG Santa Maria is nice, man. That's nice. I personally, though, here the problem for me in this area with having an open wood burning fire pit is, we're in fire country here. And we've had about a week or two ago, we had pretty bad winds. And I even have to think like, okay, what am I going to cook that day? Because I want to be respectful and not send a bunch of smoke, when we have 40-mile-an-hour winds and there's brush fires all around. Plus, there's no way I could run the offset or anything that has potentially an open fire when you open the firebox or anything like that when there's that high winds. It's just not a smart idea. So for me, an open fire pit like that LSG, it's beautiful though. In this area, I would just be sending embers everywhere when the wind kicks up. And like I said, this is brush fire country here, and we've had bad fires around us. So I don't think I could have that in my area responsibly. Yeah. Dogfather, totally agree on the butcher paper and the brisket. Foil makes it too mushy for me. See, I haven't had the mushiness, but I always find that the bark is just much better. I still get good bark with foil, but with paper, you're letting out just enough of that moisture through the paper, and you can feel it when you got that paper there. It just wicks the moisture, so it's heading out. It's not being held in. But again, it's for like people who might be trying this out on their kettle or some other cooker and then bringing it in to finish it. Most people are going to have foil. They're not going to have pink butcher paper. In fact, I need to order some more butcher paper. Reminds me of that, yeah. Pickles. Sword steak is so good. Halibut, shark, or meaty fish. Yeah, for the tacos, I'm a meaty fish guy. I'm not a huge shark fan, though. I've had it a number of times, and it's never one of those fishes that's really grabbed me with whatever seasoning I try. Swordfish, I love a good seared swordfish. Really do, yeah. Raspberry Rock, I have a lot of real estate. Clearly, I need more grills. Yes, you do, and you need to build that like stone fire pit barbecue thing that you had talked about. I know you have other work to do on the cabin and stuff, but next summer or spring or something, you should really start on that because that would be awesome where you live. Just totally. And if you could build that where you could also see the pond behind it, you'd have killer shots for your videos. Just totally killer. If any of you have not seen Russell's latest video, which is just beautiful winter scenes from his off-grid cabin, go to his channel, Raspberry Rock Off-Grid Cabin. It's like about 5 minutes of drone footage of his where his cabin is, and I think you got just your first sort of real snow of the season. It's just beautiful. Just so serene, so beautiful, so peaceful. If you want like 5 minutes of relaxation, go check it out. It's just awesome. Pickles, do you garden at all? Do I garden at all? I do. I have not had good luck. In fact, I've joked about it in previous videos and live streams. Uh, I've got to plant some lettuce because it's right about time now where I can get like a fall winter crop of lettuce, and that turns out pretty good. Uh, Everything else I try to grow does not do as well. I can grow tomatoes, but our soil here is bad, just really, really bad. Strangely enough, the one thing that has grown just awesome here this last couple years is my grapevine. I probably put out on this, I just have one grapevine outside my office, just one. I mean, it's about, oh, 7 feet, 8 feet spread now, along a trellis. I easily put out 50, 60 pounds of grapes this year. And the last few that were on there during the windstorm got almost basically destroyed their raisins now because they got just so dried out. But yeah, that grows well here. Not a lot. Like I said, I've been able to grow the lettuce, some tomatoes. Okra just won't grow. And I love okra, so I'm really bummed about that. But yeah, I try to garden. I do not have good luck with gardening. Yeah. Robin, how you doing? Recently did the pork belly sliders get a huge hit? Snowing here in Alberta, Canada. Nice. Yeah, pork belly sliders. Awesome. Love those things. Sardelkin, from Russia with love. It's very nice to watch your videos. Good health and good luck. Hey, thank you very much. I hope I'm pronouncing your name Sardelkin. I hope I pronounced that correctly. Brandon Larson, Mandy doesn't care where I put my smokers and barbecues because she knows she's always going to get good food off of them. And it's the same way with my wife and family and stuff like that. They know there's good food coming, and so she doesn't complain. But again, I want to try and be respectful because honestly, if I wanted to set up like our backyard and a side yard the way I wanted, it would just take up all the good space. So we have a good area that I kind of moved things now to another section of the back patio. And then outside my office here, I'll often bring one of the cookers over here if the weather's going to be a little iffy. I have in the back over where I have my cookers, I bought this huge canopy to put up. It's like a 12 by 12 or 10 by 12, I can't remember. Really tall canopy that if, it just makes filming easier. It gives some protection if there's going to be a little bit of rain. But mostly it protects from too much light. If any of you who make YouTube videos outside, you know that, direct sunlight, even though it can be beautiful in certain situations, can make for really terrible filming in a dark cooker because you have hard shadows and hard light, and cameras don't like that. So that's what I use the canopy for mostly. Yeah. Let's see. Dogfather says, T-Ray always says cook responsibly. Yeah, that's true. And I just, with the fires and stuff in this area, you got to be mindful of it. And again, I don't want, my neighbors to start smelling some wood burning when there's high winds and brush fires in the area. So yeah, just trying to be nice. Raspberry Rock, one day I'm going to build a stone smoker barbecue as big as a house. Sean James has built like what? He's got the kitchen, the sauna, he's building the workshop, he's got the cabin. I think you're completely in line with that to build a outdoor kitchen, stone cooker, smoker, everything as large as his outdoor kitchen. I think you should do it. And I'm not even joking. I think you should. Dogfather, not sure why I wasn't subbed already, Raspberry Rock. Problem solved. Yeah, he's got a good channel. My friend Russell, we've known each other for years. We've never met in person. We've just been online buddies for, how long has it been, Russell? I don't, is it 10 years or it's more than 10 years, right? I think. Pretty sure. Yeah. Let's see. Oh yeah, there's the link to Russell's video. Thank you for dropping that, Russell. Yeah, it's really just beautiful country. And you hear a lot of people, I'm sorry, Russell, I'm gonna give your channel a plug here. A lot of people have, off-grid cabins. Russell really has an off-grid cabin. Yours is like what, 2 clicks from the nearest road, and you have to ATV in to get to it. And it's really not a really great trail in most places to ATV in. And you can walk in, obviously, but it's just beautiful. And so when you see there, he's truly doing an off-grid thing. I'm still surprised he gets any cellular internet there, but he pays for it. So, But yeah, he's got a great channel, really nice, beautiful scenery, and he has dogs, which always, up the quality of video to have nice dogs there. Junebug and Willow are his dogs, just great. Yeah. Dogfather says I may have to get rid of my UDS, my PBC to free up space on my barbecue boulevard. Yeah, you got to do what you got to do. I try and rotate mine, and honestly, what's sad is the one I use the least is the offset right now, but I don't want to get rid of it because eventually I'm going to upgrade to a larger one, and I want that until I do that. So yeah. Raspberry Rock Off Grid Cabin. Ryu, still planning to do a cooking live stream? Yeah, I mean, I talked about it so often in the past. I have all the gear, all the equipment to do a cooking live stream. My issues with it are this. I can easily do an indoor cooking live stream, and it'll be fine. I have multiple cameras that I can run through the computer and everything, and switch cameras and things like that. Indoor, okay, I can do that. It wouldn't be as interesting, I don't think. Outdoor becomes an issue. At first, it was because of heat, because computers and electronic equipment don't like heat, and especially in the summer, when you get great weather here for being outside, they just don't like the heat. But the other thing is audio quality. I live about 50 yards from a major street, and if you've watched my videos and you see the outside portions, you'll almost always hear some sort of traffic in the background. I mask it with music, and sometimes I can audio process it to remove that. But doing a live stream outside where the audio is very different because you have to run the audio through a separate part of the process, it's just really hard, very difficult. So doing an outside cooking live stream I'm not going to do it until I'm assured that I can put out the quality that I want. Because I really try and, I like this live stream, I like it to be quality. Any of my cooking videos, I like them to be quality. So I've done tests outside, and in all honesty, they're awful. The video quality is fine and the video is fine. The sound is just terrible. And it's one of the things you learn, and they tell you, is the first thing that turns people off on a video is bad audio quality. You can get by with a little bit of sketchy video things happening, maybe a glitch every now and then or something, or maybe even a little lower resolution. But if the audio is bad and you get that or just background noise, people click right off that. So it has to be good audio quality for me able to do that. Yeah. All right, let me see. Let me go in here. Get back to this. Pickles, have you tried fermenting peppers for hot sauce? I did it was Russell's wife. She gave me the recipe for a Trinidad pepper sauce. It was really good. They weren't quite fermented, but I do want to do a fermented hot sauce. So yes, I have plans for that. Yeah. Dogfather's, man, as much as I smoke meat and grill, I would have gotten locked up in California a long time ago. It's just the area right here. In Southern California, it's just dry. And so when you're in that windy season, anything that is going to catch an ember is just bad news. Yeah. Scott Bricker, I'm new to making bacon, and it did come out good, but I think I cut the slices wrong. Do you cut across the belly or cut the length? You cut the length of the belly. So if you've got the pork belly, usually you'll get it like this, where it's a little bit narrow. You cut this way, cut with the length of the belly. You should basically, it should mimic what a piece of bacon looks like. If you cut it and you look at it and go, that doesn't look like a piece of bacon with the meat strip along and the fat strip along, then yeah, you're cutting across. Now, if you're taking pork belly and you're cutting it up for making, say, pork belly burnt ends or things, you're going to cut it both ways. You're going to cut it along that way, and then you're going to cut across to get the cubes and things like that. So yeah, want to cut it the length with that sort of vein of meat. Jason B, recently found your channel and you convinced me to buy PBC. Did 8 racks of ribs last night and they were hands down the best ribs I've ever made. It produces a distinct flavor. Thanks again. It's a rib machine. People have called it that for years. It really is. Someone I know in the chat not that long ago said he did 16 racks at one time on there. I mean, that's a lot of ribs, but yeah, it just puts out fantastic ribs. It really does. Chance Avery, y'all need to get together. Who? Me and Russell? I told Russell I'd love to go visit him sometime. Raspberry Rock, I've known Rye 20 years. I think he's known me about 10. Has it been 20 years? Are you serious? No, I mean, really, online 20 years? I think you may have overestimated that, but maybe not. I don't know. Raspberry, thanks for the shout out, Ryan. Very welcome. It's like I said, you put out great videos, and the thing I love about Russell's channel, I'm sorry, I'm going to gush a little bit more here. He's just real. You know, people have said to me, "Oh, you're just kind of a real guy when you cook." You know, I do things which break rules and whatever because I don't really believe in rules. I think the only rule is make good food, make food that tastes good and pleases people, however you get there. Russell's kind of the same way. You know, he just does things the way that he thinks or hopes that'll work. And, you know, it's everything's not pristine. It's real. He built his cabin, you know, and he's putting the siding on now and he's doing all these things and it's just real. Um, and he's just a normal guy. So that's why I like watching his stuff. And it's funny because I think you were doing YouTube videos for what, about a year or so before I was, or a year or two. So when I started, I don't even think we knew that each other was doing videos until we connected again. It was like, oh wait, you're making videos? So yeah, it's cool. Let's see. Yeah, I stalked Russ for 10 years, Tim. Sardelkin, how many grills do you have? How many grills do you use now? Uh, I think I have 7 or 8 now, combination of grills and smokers. Let's see. I use there's one of my electrics I don't really use much anymore because the heating element has pretty much gone south. I could convert it to a cold smoker and I'd like to, but I just don't have time for that right now. And that's the old Masterbuilt, which I've had for I want to say 15 years and used that all the time and then switched over to my Charbroil electric. I use the pit barrel cooker. I use the Weber kettle. I use the Oklahoma Joe's Highland. I use the Camp Chef now. I use I have a gas grill. I'm trying to think of what else I have out there. I feel like I'm missing something. But anyway, 7 or 8, you know, and I use probably 7 of them um, fairly regularly. Yeah. Let's see. Chris Hanch, how do you think a 3.5 kilogram whole uncut Scotch fillet would go on an offset smoker? What's a Scotch fillet? I'm not sure. And 3.5 kilograms would be what, about 8? Would that be about 8 pounds? Someone who does metric better than me, because it's what, 2.2 pounds per kilogram. So 6.6, 0.5. So it's a little over, yeah, probably about 8, I'm guessing. So yeah, what's a Scotch fillet? Tell me what that is first. Is it a cut of beef, I'm assuming? If it is, then how do you think a 3.5 kilogram whole uncut Scotch fillet would go on an offset smoker? It would depend on the fat content, really. If it's a lean cut of meat, you know, that doesn't lend itself generally to something like an offset smoker. Because you want to go lower and slower for longer, and things that are lean, you know, generally cook quicker. That's more, you know, you're getting your steaks that you're going to sear them. You can have some marbling and things like that, but the reason things like brisket do so well on offsets and other low and slow cookers is you need time to break down that connective tissue, that fat and things that are internal, the heavy marbling. Pork butt, same thing. It's that connective tissue. So I'm not sure what a Scotch fillet is. I don't know. It's kind of like when I tell people from outside the country, you know, tri-tip. There have been people from Europe who have no idea what a tri-tip is. And they've even messaged me and said, what cut is that? And I'll explain it and things like that. But so I don't know if that's a different cut. So tell me in the chat and I'll try and figure out for you. Just didn't realize we were friends for a while. Raspberry Rock. Yeah, I'm not taking that bait either. Oh, Chris Hench, a ribeye with the bone removed. Oh, so that's basically like a ribeye roast that you'll get here. And that actually does well on an offset smoker, but you're really shooting for that for an internal temperature. When I actually have a couple videos, I think I did it once on my offset smoker. I've actually done it indirect on the gas grill too. And you can actually leave the bone on. It's virtually the same thing. It's kind of like, you know, it's prime rib basically. So when you take that rib bone off, a lot of times they'll just call it the ribeye roast. So that I like to take to an internal temperature of like 130, 135 in that dead center. And then as you move towards the ends, it gets a little more well done. And the thing that's nice about that is you have people who may like more well done. You can take their slices from there. People who like more of the medium rare in the center. So you really cook the center to the doneness, you know, that you or the majority of the people would like. And then you have those outer bands for people who like a little more well done. So yeah, interesting. I never knew that that was what a Scotch fillet was called. Huh. So ribeye with the bone removed. Yeah, we would generally just call that a ribeye roast. Yeah. Bronson Wally, have you ever made Maui style ribs? I haven't, but I think I saw a video just recently. I think Sam the cooking guy did Maui style ribs just a few days ago, I think. So no, I haven't made those. Um, they look good though. Don Room, how you doing? Don, good to see you. It's going good here. Dogfather got to get back to work. Again, congrats on the new edition. Everyone had a great weekend. Alton, you have a great weekend. Thanks for stopping in. Yeah, it's getting weird, Russell. Yes, it is. Yeah, and give us a thumbs up. If you guys are enjoying the video, give us a thumbs up. And you know what? We're going to get into pictures now. Hey, Dwayne, good to see you here. Because we've been going how long now? 40 minutes without pictures. Again, let me drop the link to the new way that I'm accepting pictures. It's a page on my website, and you can go there, and I'm going to drop the link in the chat. It is also in the video description of the live stream, and it'll be in the video description of any future live stream. You can go there. There are instructions on how to do it, what I need from you, and an email link where you just email the photos, and in the message of the, for the attachment, everything, just put the information I need. But let's go ahead and get going with viewer slides today. All right, first up we have hot dog burnt ends from Brandon Larson. Brandon, I got to be honest, I don't know if you're still here. I saw you earlier. I hadn't even thought of hot dog burnt ends. I don't even think I've ever heard of anybody doing them, but you know what? It's kind of a great idea. I'm sure tons of people have done them, but it really is a great idea. And I'll look at those, man. Those look really good. If you're still here, what kind of sauce did you use? What do you use to sauce them, Brandon? Let us know in the chat. Let's see. Bud Light Daddy Juan. I don't think I saw you today in chat, but doing some country style ribs on the, I think it's the Old Smoky. I think that's the smoker he's using. Oh yeah, look at that color. That's great after you sauce country style ribs and you put them back on. Looking good. Yeah. If any of you have never done country style ribs, which are basically just a pork butt that's been sliced up, the meat portion of it, so you have basically pork butt that you call ribs. Great way to use them. John Michael, now this says chili, but John Michael, and I don't know, John, I haven't seen you in the chat. I don't know if you have another name that you go by on YouTube. He's doing 3 meat chili here, and it looks really good. So we're going to go through the 3. I think this was the I think he was using chicken, beef, and pork, or was it lamb? I'm not sure. I think it might have been chicken, beef, and pork. And then there you can see after it's all been smoked up and cooked up. Also fire roasted some vegetables, some onions, some peppers into a nice pot. That's looking really good. And finished product. Now, here's the thing about chili. And my wife loves sour cream on chili. I can't stand sour cream on chili. I just can't for some reason. Or cheese. I just want the chili when I have it. But that looks great. Okay, the avocado there, I could go for some avocado. That looks beautiful. And that richness he's got to have gotten out of that chili with those 3 meats and simmering in that pot. You can just see that, just fantastic. Michael Brinson. Michael, I don't think I saw you in here today. Let's see. Smoking some cheese. Cold smoking with a smoke tube. It looks like on the Weber. I still have to do smoked cheese. I haven't done it yet. It looks really good. Someone was saying that after, I can't remember who was telling me this, smoking cheese, that you're supposed to let it rest for 12 to 24 hours after, or even days, somehow to let that smoke absorb more even after you've stopped smoking it. I didn't know that. So, but I think you can obviously eat it before then, but it's interesting. I don't know that much about smoking cheese since I've never done it. And Michael had to throw some ribs in there too, because if you're going to smoke cheese, smoke some ribs. I think this looks like a rack of full spares. Yeah, when you get that picture there, it looks like spare to me. Yeah. Could have been St. Louis, but that just looked like a full rack of spares to me. Nick Castro. Nick, are you here today? I thought I might have seen you earlier, but I'm not sure. Doing some nice pork loin. I'm doing pork loin today too. Ah, looking good. Love that color, and you can tell right in the center of that meat, probably done to that 145 range, which is perfect on pork loins like this, full cuts of pork. Turns out really good. Really good. Gnome Will, bacon burnt ends. Gnome, I don't know if you're in here or if that's your YouTube name and you go by another name. If you want to let us know, yeah. And some pulled pork. That's a really beautiful bark on that pork. Good shred there. Just love pulled pork, man. Oh, I did that cherry pulled pork recently, and I'm kind of like already itching to do another pulled pork. Hey, Robert Barnes. Robert, I'm pretty sure I saw you here. I saw you here a while ago. Hope you're still here doing some kettle chicken. Now, what's interesting here is the next picture. Look how good this chicken looks. I mean, in terms of crispiness. Just look at that. That looks terrific. Now, Robert, if you're still here, I hope you are, so you can answer this question. I think one time you sent me a picture where you had done something similar, or maybe it was, I'm not sure if it was you or Tim, using something called Carb Quick. So if that's you, drop in the chat. What did you use to get that crispiness? Because that looks really, really good. Oh, and again, why not do some pulled pork too? Couple big butts on there, Robert. Look at that. Beautiful bark. Man, really gorgeous bark. Wow. And some good sized butts there too. Nice. Really good looking pork butt. Great shred. And the great thing about that, when you pull that, you still have that bark on the outside. That's what really, to me, makes that pulled pork when you're using it for pulled pork sandwiches, whatever you're using it for, that bark that's still on the outside that you bite into. I just love that. And we are back to the beginning. So let me jump out of that here and get back to our main screen. And yeah, so yeah, thank you for everybody for sending those photos in. Again, follow that link that I dropped. I'll drop it again here if you want to send photos. Use that link, go to my website. It'll give you the information how to send photos, and I'll use them in an upcoming live stream. And that'll be an easier way for me to get photos and keep track of them. So let's see. Dwayne, I saw you come in. How you doing? Pickles, what's my next 3 cooks? I'm not sure. Well, I've got, oh, actually, no. I've got pork loin. I'm doing a stuffing thing for upcoming Thanksgiving. And then the third one is, I haven't decided between 3 things, so I'm not 100% sure yet. Let's see. Brandon Larson, Sweet Baby Ray, sweet and spicy. Okay, cool. I got a bottle of that. That's worth trying, yeah. Mark Fleischauer, how you doing? Mark, good to see you. From the Hoosier State. I got friends in Indiana. Nice. Let's see. Raspberry Rock, I feel like some chili now. You should do that. I don't remember, Russell, did you ever get a cast iron Dutch oven? Like a camp one or just the one without the legs? Because that'd be perfect for where you are. Let's see. Yeah, let's see. Pickle says a few weeks on cheese. So you're supposed to let it set just in the refrigerator for a few weeks after you smoke it. Does that just like help it absorb more? Is it just the penetration of the smoke flavor? Sardelkin, how long do you grilling? How long have I been grilling? 30 plus years. I mean, 36 or 37 years. I mean, actually a little longer than that. I mean, I did some when I was younger with my family, but as an adult, yeah, 36, 37 years. It's been a long time. Don says, I was told 10 to 14 days on the smoked cheeses. Okay. Yeah, so it's not just like overnight. But again, I'm assuming you can still just eat it and get some of the flavor, but probably not as deep a flavor. Dwayne, you had me at bacon. Yeah, bacon has everybody at bacon. Let's see. The smoke dies down and penetrates. So Pickle says, okay, cool. Nice. So it's for the smoke taste to really stick. Yeah. So see, this is what's interesting about what I love these live stream chats is someone does something like smoked cheese, which I haven't done and other people haven't done, but it looks fairly accessible. You can use a smoke tube for the sort of the cold smoking. You don't have to, use a lot of fuel, and everybody can go get a block of cheese. So it's something that's accessible. But if you don't know how to do it, you don't know how to do it. And so people giving the reasons here in chat, that's one of the reasons I love these live streams, because There what? How many people, chimed in here and said it's for this reason, for this reason, for this reason, for this many days, this many days. It's great. I love the body of knowledge that we can get in chat here. It's great. Yeah. Robert Barnes, I used Bob's Red Mill flour at that time with the chicken. Okay, cool. I think we have some Bob's Red Mill. It's funny, we have a lot of Bob's Red Mill, a lot of the gluten-free stuff because my daughter has celiac disease. So a lot of anything with, that we would normally use flour, unless it's a specific thing I'm cooking that, she's not going to have. And she's away at school right now. So it's a little, different. But we use a lot of that. And the funny thing is, when I've used the gluten-free flour versus, say, just normal flour, no one can tell the difference in most things. There are some things which gluten-free flour still, depending on the kind you're using, especially the gluten-free AP flour, it still doesn't quite live up to like normal all-purpose flour, but it's getting a lot better. Yeah. Tom Workman, America's Test Kitchen has a video on fried chicken wings on the grill. Appears to have turned out great. Yeah, for the on the grill, because I think I did wings a couple weeks ago on the Weber kettle, and they turned out pretty good. One of the easy tricks is to use some baking powder in the rub. You mix it with the rub. It's a certain ratio. I think it's about 4-to-1. And that does help. I think it raises the pH of the skin, helps it brown or crisp quicker or more deeply. And I've found it does work. I've done it several times. The key is not to go over on that ratio. Otherwise, you start getting a different taste in there. I know some people use baking soda, but when I've tried baking soda before, it has a little bit of a different taste. So it's a personal thing too. But yeah, I've seen their video using, I think it was on the grill, and I think they did use some of the baking powder. Russell, you do have cast iron Dutch ovens. Use it only a couple times. You should use that for chili, man. You could do it in the kettle. Just take the cooking grate out, set that thing down on the bottom, in there. I've done that. It works great. Brian Wiesmer, pork shoulder and pork butt, same thing for pulled pork. Yeah. The stuff you use for that comes from up here on the animal. Picnic ham is like same thing here, but it's further down. You'll see like the picnic ham narrows. So I've heard various reasons for why the butt's called the butt. It being stored in something that was called a butt, I don't know. So yeah, it's pork shoulder, pork butt, same thing. You're going to get the same results as long as you cook it the right way. Yeah. Robert Barnes, I seasoned the flour with salt, pepper, smoked paprika, garlic powder, onion powder, and a little cumin. Good mix. Good mix. I like the cumin too. Dwayne, what's the difference between grits and polenta? I don't know. I'm not a big grits fan. I like polenta, but I don't make from scratch. So yeah. Pickles, Brian, yes, unless you get a picnic shoulder, which isn't the actual shoulder. That's further down. It's towards the elbow, right, Charlie? Isn't it? It goes like up here, then down and down like that. Because you get that's the one usually when you buy it, it has still a lot of the skin on it. Yeah. Let's see. Robert Barnes, that was the gluten-free flour. My son has celiac disease also. Hey, well, there you go. I'm glad to hear that. Yeah, my daughter loves things like that, so we've made them before. And again, a lot of those things have improved, especially over the last 10 years, and especially the last 5 years. A lot of the gluten-free things that someone with celiac just has to stick to. I remember the first time my wife baked a cake using, I think it was just the Betty Crocker gluten-free sheet cake mix. I couldn't tell the difference. So that's how good those things have gotten and how they've improved over the years, especially the pre-mixed stuff. Yeah. Mike Hall, how you doing, Mike? Good to see you. Mike Amos, hi from Canada. Love your channel. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Dawn Room, but is Old English for the barrels that used to pack it and send it back to England? Is that what it was from? Okay, I thought it was something like a barrel, and it was because it was shipped from Boston. A lot of times it'd be called Boston butts. I'd heard different things about that. So yeah. Let's see. Pickles. Yeah, you have the butt, shoulder, and then the picnic ham. Yeah, it just kind of goes boom, boom, boom down the thing. I'm not a huge fan of the picnic ham. It seems like you get a lot less meat on it because you're just getting lower down and arrows down. But a lot of times you'll find the picnic ham, it'll cost less. It gives you the same, at least to me, flavor of the meat, just less of it. So if you don't need as much meat, doing the picnic ham can work fine. One of the things that I've found when I do the picnic ham is if it comes with all the, the skin still there, I just take that off. I don't there's no point in it to me. I'm not cooking it to get that crispy. You can even take that and make, chicharrones out of it if you want. But yeah, I'll usually take that off. Let's see. One of your old neighbors had celiac, Dwayne. Yeah, it's an interesting, thing. My daughter's celiac started when she was in middle school. She up until then, no problem. So it just was one of those things. You have to adjust your lifestyle a bit, but she does great. She manages all her stuff. She's away at college, has no problems. You just have to watch what you eat. And honestly, what's really interesting is, we're all into barbecue and smoking and things like that. That is one of the easiest types of food to prepare and not have any gluten in it. Because celiac disease, for those of you that aren't familiar with it, is gluten affects someone with celiac in their intestine and actually can destroy there are things called villi in the intestine, these little things that they can just be destroyed and cause immense pain and digestive issues and everything, and can actually, kill you if you don't take care of it because you don't absorb nutrients. And certain people, it affects them more. But barbecue, you can do so many things without having to have any, the main thing would be flours, wheat flours. So as long as you're careful in looking at the ingredients in, sauces and other things that you use, for someone who has to stay off gluten or other things, even dairy, I don't do great with dairy, so I avoid that a lot of the times. Barbecue, grilling, smoking, you can make just about anything and stay away from those things. So it's great food for people who have those issues. Yeah. Let's see. Dawn Room, yeah. Mad Scientist said it once on his channel, and a few other people I've heard it from, but you're right. Did come out of Boston. Nice. Cool. Robert Barnes, you got that right, right? Yeah. I mean, it's an interesting adjustment. It is an interesting adjustment. All right. So let's see. We've been going about almost an hour. Wow. That time flew today. But so we're going to start wrapping this up here. And let me, one more time, I want to drop the link to my Instagram. So if any of you want to potentially sometimes see what I'm cooking before it comes out in a video, you can follow me on Instagram. I'll usually post some pictures there, maybe while I'm cooking or preparing things, and some behind the scenes stuff. So if you want a little head start on that, that's kind of the good way to do it. But again, thank you everybody for coming out today. I know it's been like over a month since the last live stream. It won't be as long till the next one. I should have another one. Let's see. 2 weeks from today will be the Saturday, I think, before Thanksgiving. And I think that's probably when I'm going to do the next one. I may do a pop-up one in the middle of the week sometime. So, just getting in there. Oh, really? Wait, I almost forgot. Several people, and I don't want to say their names because they didn't say it's okay to say their names and things, but several people have used the donation PayPal thing in the video things and sent me PayPal donations, and I want to thank you. It's kind of the equivalent of doing a super chat in this thing in live streams, but thank you very much. I appreciate it. It helps with the channel and everything. But so if you do something like that, I don't want to mention your name because you don't necessarily say go ahead and mention my name, but thank you very much. You know who you are. Those of you who've done that, and I appreciate it. So let's see. Everybody, any last questions or anything here? Mike Hall, right? When you use liquid smoke, use a little bit, right? Because you can't use my smoker base to live in Michigan. Yeah, start with a little. When I do a big piece of meat, if I've done something and I'm using liquid smoke, I'll use like half a teaspoon. That stuff can be very potent. If you find you want more smoke flavor the next time, add a little more, but don't go heavy the first time because it can be super potent. Trust me. Yeah. Start out small. You'll figure out what the good mix is for you that is what you and the people around you like. Yeah. Let's see. Dwayne, it's Remembrance Day weekend in Canada. That's correct. Monday in the U.S. here is Veterans Day. My father is a World War II veteran. He passed away many, many years ago, but he served in World War II in the Pacific. For those of you who have been in the military and served, thank you very much. And, my dad never talked about his service. It was just something he didn't want to talk about. I didn't know about it I didn't know anything about it other than he served until after he died, and I got a lot of his records and his medals and things like that. Didn't know that he had, been involved in a combat landing in the Pacific in a place called Lingayen Gulf in the Philippines. all these sorts of things. So you learn things about that. And so all you veterans, this is your weekend. Monday in the U.S. is Veterans Day. Thank you very much. Especially from someone like me who didn't serve, but the son of someone who did. Appreciate it. So everybody, thank you very much. Have a great weekend. Get out there and grill if the weather's working for you. If not, have some good food. Cook it inside. And see you guys in a couple of weeks. Thank you very much.